Welcome back to the Catching Up podcast. We're with Riversmccown. Boardface is not with us at that point because we're going to be talking about running the game actually, and that's your area of expertise.
And Board doesn't do that because he doesn't think he's very good.
He's probably still as good as I am, right?
I can't say. I've never seen either of you play.
We should do that at some point. You're gonna see.
You guys can do a race.
Yep. A 4-hour race. It's gonna be magnificent.
So, number one thing you want in free Enterprise in these flags, obviously, is to get the crystal. The crystal is the item you need to transform Zeramis.
Yeah, it's really important, so I should go and look for it, right?
Or it could just be there. And that's fine, too.
Yeah, but there's gonna be other
really
challenges. Including the fact that my party right now can't really find Zeramis. Palamentala is not necessarily an interesting setup for the final boss, right?
Well, actually, in these flags, I think you've got kind of a free out here.
Okay.
This is what we would call the Appleseed flags, and that's anything where you have J2 and S4 and glitchless on, or I'm sorry, glitches on.
Yeah.
You can pretty much instantly create as much money as you want, buy as many apples as you want, and then you will get everybody up to 9999 HP really easily.
Yeah. Did I put the glitches on? I think
didn't
it's
see
off.
them, yeah.
Oh yeah, they are.
The glitches are on.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, that's cool. So I need to find one Argent apple, right?
No, you need to find a store that sells them.
That sells them, all right.
That's
Because now I can dupe money and then dupe for money and buy infinite of them.
Right.
All right.
That's the plan.
Okay.
Bacchus is another good thing to find, though you don't have anybody in your party that can use it. Berserk is a really broken ability in this game.
Yeah. Can we talk a little bit more about how broken Berserk is?
Sure. So basically, in normal games, Berserk will give you like a small attack power boost. In this game, it not only gives you an attack power boost, but also because you're not inputting commands, it tends to make you go about 2 times faster than you normally would as far as turn order. And a lot of Zeramis strategy towards the end of the game in regular seeds that we play tends to revolve around, hey, how many attackers can we get berserked, and just let them take care of it and twiddle our thumbs. It makes things pretty easy.
Yeah, having a character berserk means that he will just fight sometimes 2 to 3 times before any of your other party members fight, so that's kind of crazy. And if you can ace them on top of it, it's crazy.
Although actually you don't want to use what's it called, the Hermes shoes. If you use the Hermes shoes and berserk together, you somehow break the game targeting.
Do you?
If you do the Zeramis fight, you will actually sometimes, in that instance, see your character fighting the old Zeramis sprite that has already left the screen.
But does it work with the ace spell? It's just with the Hermes shoe that it doesn't work.
Just with the Hermes shoes. I don't know what it is about that thing, but it breaks the targeting in some really wacky ways.
But I've never seen that, but I don't think I want to see it. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, look, it's the best character you could possibly find right now.
Yeah, exactly, because I already have 2 magicians, so Fusoya could have been good, but not that good. Well, should have probably flamed. But the first thing you want to do is actually... I don't necessarily need key items other than the pass or the dark crystal. I need to have access to the last boss, but I already have the item to, quote, win the game. So I would only need to level up, even though it could have been, like you said... Oh, I have a good bow. I could have... I can't do a wheel bow, alright.
By the way, you could absolutely lose this fight.
Yeah, if I don't pay attention like I'm doing right now, I could, yeah.
It's in play. So typically in these flags, if you have the crystal early on, and even without it, just given how the intersection of S4 and glitches off works with the J2, you really just want to immediately dupe glitch your money and look for the item shops and just soak up all the apples you can.
Everything, okay.
And the HP based damage items, which are I think Firebomb, Ice Ball, and Lip Bolt. Or
Yeah,
no, Blizzard.
so-
I'm sorry,
yeah,
it's called
yeah,
Blizzard in this one.
And the Gaia Drum? Did you see Gaia Drum?
No, not the Gaia Drum. No,
Okay, you
because
don't
that's
want
not.
those.
That's so the apples, when you stack your HP up, this actually triggers better damage for the HP based weapon items, which are Firebomb, Blizzard, and Lip Bolt.
Yeah.
There are other ones that just cast level 2 spells, which
Yeah.
are like Boreas, Big Bomb,
Notos, yeah.
Gaia, Drum, Stardust, that sort of thing. Those do some damage, but if you combine the HP based spell items with the golden apples, the silver apples, and you get to 99 HP, what will happen is you will throw the item and it will do like 5,000 damage.
Damn. Oh, okay. You know what? I don't know how to dupe items, and probably a lot of people that will be watching this don't. So why don't we start with this?
Okay, so let's land here. You want to go in the menu, turn encounters on.
Yeah. It's kind of a good idea. Do I have a life? I won't necessarily.
Can I get you to organize your inventory before we do this real quick?
Of course.
Just move your fire claw down.
Fire claw down like this?
Yeah. No, all the way down.
Okay.
Create a space where there's 2 lines next to each other, 2 empty spaces.
Okay, yeah, I get that. Like this.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay.
Right. And that's it?
That's all you need.
All right. Before I break everything, I'm gonna save my game. All right. And now what do I need to do?
Okay, go into their menu, go to item.
Yep.
You want that the second spot on the right. Go to it. Push A.
Yep.
Move that up into your inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Take one of the swords off with that.
Yep.
Now get out of there.
Now what?
Get out of the weapon menu. Okay, you'll see that the short sword.
It's not the right place.
You dragged it up,
Yep.
but it's actually on your left.
Yeah.
And now you want to take that empty spot.
Yep.
And move that up
There.
into the left-hand spot. Yeah.
Left hand.
Push
All right.
A,
Yep, it's done.
and then get out of the menu entirely.
Okay.
And run away.
Run away. All right.
So if we did this right, you
Yeah.
should go into your menu, go to the equip,
Hey, equip.
and you should see 5. Oh, we didn't do it right.
Okay. All right. Nothing stops us from doing it again. Did it say that I have 2 though? What's the 2 on the right?
That's the regular dupe glitch. It's
Okay.
The way item equipping works in this game is very, very poorly coded, as you're going to see.
All right. Let's do it again then. Will it still work even though I have already duped?
It should still work, yeah.
All right.
It might be 4 instead of 2. Okay, go in the menu.
Okay, the empty space first.
Right.
Then
Do that. Drag that up.
All right, it's done.
Now drag your left hand, your empty left hand.
Empty left hand.
Okay. Drag that down to the spot. Empty spot, yeah, right there.
Yeah. I've done it.
Did you put it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now I run away.
Think so, yeah. This is like pure instinct for me, by the way. I don't.
Yeah,
even
it's
remember
muscle
how to do
memory at
this.
some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
It still didn't work.
Don't worry about that right now. Just go. Just make sure the edge has. 5.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
There you
5.
go.
Yeah, right. Nice.
All right. So go back in there,
Sure.
and you want to equip a short sword,
Yep. Oh, yeah. Okay.
and
Cool.
then equip that sword back into the previous spot that we were in, the spot that we glitched out.
So here.
Yeah. All right. Now look at that spot. Should be empty, right?
It
There
is.
should be a sword there, but there's not.
Yeah, it's not. There's not.
Right. So now you want to get out of the menu, go to custom, turn encounters back off, because if you get an encounter, then it ruins it.
Okay.
Go to the item shop,
Let's do this.
and you're going to sell that blank spot.
1.
Yeah.
That seems a reasonable amount of money.
So you basically underfloat the spot. It thinks that there's like 65,000 short swords in the spot, and it comes up with a number because it's nice for you. It's like, oh, sure, 3.6 million GP, 36 million GP, whatever you want, just take it. Leave me alone.
Just yeah. Okay. And now the spot is really empty. I cannot sell from it anymore.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Right. But now you've got all the money you need for the rest of the game, and you can buy what you want. In this case, Bacchus is a good start.
Yeah.
But really what you want to do now is go town to town looking in shops for apples.
Sure. Let's do that. Okay. All right. So money isn't a problem anymore.
No, we have removed money from the equation. And the actual league flag seeds that we do, we tend to leave the glitch flag on solely because of this. Because the J2 items make things very interesting, but they make it very broken if glitches are on.
Yeah, I get that. Having infinite supply of anything can be trivialize a few strategies.
Yep.
Kaipos, it's in the end, right?
Yes, it's in the end.
Oh yeah.
All right, elixir. That's a good thing to find too. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
You want that?
I might have bought a little bit too much of those, but now I have a 0 in front of my money. Does it mean that I still have a?
You still have money, by the way. What happens there is your initial sell of the short swords gave you so much money that it overflowed. How
the game
can actually be on screen.
That's a respectable amount of yeah.
These are definitely like casual sort of flags that you can just pick up and
have fun with. Yeah.
Beat somebody around with.
I generally put it off. I don't even know why it's on right now. I was sure I've put it off because. And it's not because I don't want to trivialize a game. I put them off because I don't know how to execute them. So what's the point, right? But actually, it's more interesting that way now. I've learned about.
All right, so there's your all apple. That's what you want, the golden apple. You want to buy 99 of those.
Yeah.
Just stack it up.
That's crazy.
What you can do to make this faster, by the way, is
turn it to 99. Yeah. Because now I have to. It's way longer.
Yeah. You can use the X button to make anything go up by 10 that it'll sell in a shop.
Yeah.
So that's the easy way to get to 99. And so now you can just trivialize pretty much anything you would fight at this point. Because you've got people with a bazillion HP.
Yeah.
Also, if you get to a specific point where you find the fire bombs, the blizzards, the lit bolts, those will, since they're based on your current HP total, and you have 999 HP, it divides by 2, you will do like 5,000 damage every time you throw one of those with a character that has that.
And they can be found in shop, right?
Yeah, they can be found in shop too. These are like I said, these are the casual, glitchy, let's play around flags.
All right. But let's say I wouldn't be that powerful. Let's say glitches were off. Like right now, it sure ain't a problem. But we started the seed. We have found Edge. Would have been your first stop, Mount Hobbs?
My first stop in T4, try to find chests. So either Baron or Damson Castle.
Yeah.
Both have large stores of chests.
Yeah.
And you can go pick up a lot of potentially useful items to either sell or to
equip your party.
Get something for Edge, get something for Palom that makes them more powerful early.
Like a Stardust Rod, maybe, or a...
Right, a Stardust Rod, a Ninja Sword, a Mazza. That T4 is a flag where anything is in play in any chest.
Yeah.
So you can sometimes get owned. You can sometimes have the game just deal you bad stuff all the time, like you seem to have found here. But typically in T4, the play early on, if you don't have glitches on, is to just find a lot of chests in a small constricted
you
area.
would prioritize gear or money over getting a new character or searching for key items at that point.
Right, because also the money will go into making your party better later anyway, because you get the items.
And if you are going to do that at some point, why not do it at the beginning? Because it will help you all the way. Yeah.
Right.
So
and
yeah, go.
When you have a party that's Palom and Tel early, typically I would prefer to do Dampian earlier, and that's because When you go into Baron, you're already trying to think about, do I want to take on this boss that's in the inn?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have a party that can't really do that, it's it's kind of like it's like tempting you,
Yeah.
and you don't know if you should take it or not.
And you
I
will
tend
end up double dipping the town for like come back when you feel that you're stronger, right?
Right, but if you had on these flags, for instance, like an edge start, an edge Sid start or something, then that's something where like my mind's like, okay, these guys can take some damage, they can absorb some hits. Maybe doing Baron first is a good idea, and then just dive into the end and see what we can do.
Yeah, because you'll get and a character and a key item, so that's a good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Of
Now,
course, with how this is played out already, because you have Crystal, you don't really need to do anything. It's more just, at this point, do I want to accumulate characters? Yes. Do I want to accumulate key items? I probably want to get to the underground.
Yeah, as soon as possible, yeah.
So I can grind, but other than that, I don't really care that much.
Yeah. So there's only one thing preventing us from finishing the game, is acquiring the pass or the Dark Crystal. So I would be looking for that all over. But like you say, the earliest I could get into the underground, and if I could buy sirens and then maybe coffins or just being stronger, I could grind all the way up for a higher level. But how do you consider that your party is ready? It's kind of a complicated thing. I've watched a few runs, and sometimes I feel that somebody's overgrinding or undergrinding, and most of the time I'm really wrong. Like I end up always coming at zero miss with way too high level or too much gear.
Well, free enterprise is kind of a game of positions, and I know that's kind of a weird term to use because it's like a stock market term. But basically, you're kind of like always measuring what you have against where you want to go next.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot more time to get through a fight slowly or to, run into something that can kill you than it does to kind of take the time to grind up and find what you need. So, like, there are times definitely in a race where I'm going to dive, like in the League flags, for instance, where I'm going to dive the Antlion Cave early with Sid. And I'll do that, and there may be a 10% chance that the boss there is going to wipe me.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the position. I'm taking my chance based on the odds.
Oh, I get that. All right. When do you feel confident about like go moding? Because this is a strange game. In other randomized games, they generally don't have to deal with leveling and grinding. It's mostly as soon as you're in go mode, you go. But in free enterprise, when you do have all the items to go for zero miss, it doesn't mean that you should.
Well, if you have sirens open, it makes it pretty easy. I mean, like the only thing at that point is if you have sirens underground access, you pretty much know already that you can dive whatever you want, kill those eggs, make omelets as we call them, and you'll be fine. It's more just a matter of, there are some times where you will have crystal open and you have 9 key items, and then the question is, do you want to get the experience boost from getting 10 key items or not?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it's on that specific seed. So yeah, when you defeat 10 boss, one of the flags can grant you twice as much XP for everything you defeat. So it can be useful. Sure. Yeah, I like that one. How many bosses would be required for you to decide to go for the double XP? Like you have 8 boss defeated, and you have access to what you need. Do you go for 2 extra bosses, or it's not worth it?
Typically, if it's a boss fight, I won't do it.
Yeah.
If it's usually for me to try to turn in more items to get things, has to be like the magma key. I'm sorry, the vanilla rat tail chest in Summon Monsters. It has to be the Yang fetch wife fetch quest sort of thing, because those things I know have a set amount of time and then you're done with them. If you go to a boss, you could summon something nasty and it could take you a long time.
Yeah, getting all the way to somewhere and ended up fighting Wyvern could be time lost.
Yep.
That's true. some situation forces you to bottlenecks you into having to fight a boss and a position. It's really sad when it happens, but it does. When you do have options, when it's not that yet, what would you consider the worst position for a boss? Like you just go there and say nope, 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 somewhere else.
Ooh, okay. So we've been playing a lot of K2 lately.
Okay.
The worst position I've seen for a boss is the vanilla D lunar fight, which guards 2 chests and subterranean.
Yeah.
And it has it's a place where you can do almost no run buffering at all. So if you run into Wyvern there, if you run into Valvolus there, oh man, you're going to spend a lot of time trying to take them down. It's a spot where if you see something bad, something hard, you might as well just immediately reset. It'll just save you time in the long run.
I've fought Valvolus. She is really tough, but there's a lot of other tougher boss, but everybody seems to dread her so much. What's so bad about Valvolus?
So in certain spots, Valvolus actually has the spin move. But in the vanilla game, it actually increases her defense. It's one of a rare number of things that was coded correctly in this game. Because they tried to do this for Keinatsu as well. It didn't really work out quite the same way. But when Valvolus brings up her little tornado shield, she takes a lot less damage. Mm-hmm. And in certain spots in the randomizer, she can be spun into a spot where she almost dodges every attack and every magic attack.
Yeah, she gains so much defense that you cannot earth her anymore.
Right. And so you either need Kain or you need like a berserked middle row character, since that has accuracy bonus. And you just have to kind of like sit there and wait for it to end. So it can be a very trolly long fight.
Yeah,
if you get in the wrong spot.
Positioning your character is really important in Final Fantasy IV, and I've read a little bit about it. But even after I've read about it, I cannot say I understand 100%. Can you expand a little bit on that? Like, why don't you want Cecil Paladin in the middle spot?
Well, actually, it's okay if Cecil is in the middle spot, because at that point you've already locked into Cecil anyway.
Yeah, okay.
But generally speaking, the game, when Cecil is not in the party, it scales its entire ATB system off of either Cecil or whoever is in the middle spot.
Oh, yeah, that's that. All right, yeah.
So if the concept that we use is called relative agility, basically, the game uses this very odd integer math, and it decides that compared to, let's say, Tella's speed in the middle, your 32 agility edge is 4 times faster than him if he's like 8.
Yeah.
And it also scales the same way against the whatever boss you're fighting. So there are certain spots where you really want a very slow character to be in the middle, only because it gives everybody else in your party a lot more speed. And this is one really major hang-up that a lot of casual players have when they come to this randomizer, is they've learned that leveling up Cecil a lot is really bad, because if you level him up way too much, then everybody else in your party will be very slow compared. And that means, like, when you fight Zeramis, for instance, Zeramis will be super fast, Cecil will be super fast, everybody else will be super slow, which can lead to some pretty sad wipes. And you look at this and you're like, wow, I leveled it up to 60. I should be able to take this guy. What's going on? This is really frustrating.
But it's Cecil, Zeramis, Cecil, Zeramis, Cecil, Zeramis, and then it's one of your party member.
It's all a matter of that relative agility, yeah.
All right, I get that. Well, that's interesting. I never understood it that way. That's cool.
It's something that in the speed, kind of the biggest.
You're cutting it a little bit. Sorry, could you start over?
So it's something that we take advantage of in the speedrun a lot.
Yeah.
One of the basically the most recent major discovery in the No 64 speedrun is the dwarf axe. We never really decided to fiddle with Cecil's agility because we never know it made that much of a difference. But I was watching some Japanese runners, pick up this dwarf axe every time. What are they doing differently? Why is this happening? and kind of played with that a little bit, and we discovered that it makes things a lot faster. a lot of the in-game fights go a lot faster if Cecil is slower. So we go out of our way to pick this thing up just to cripple Cecil.
Yeah, but explain again. What's the item you go and pick up?
The Dwarf Axe.
And what is Dwarf Axe? Is it normal that I don't know what it is? How do you write this?
The Dwarf Axe in the vanilla game is a weapon that is in the Dwarf Castle. It gives you -5
Dwarf
agility.
Axe. Sorry, I heard it wrong. Okay, yeah, and it slows you down. Okay.
Yeah, it slows you down, and so you just in the vanilla speedrun you pop that on Cecil, and we found that doing this saves you upwards of about 5 minutes over the course of the entire speedrun.
No way. Wow. That's a lot of time.
all to go out of your way to get like one chest that, takes like, I think, an extra step at most. Wow. So that's now like kind of no 64 gospel that you pick up the Dwarf Axe.
Absolutely. Well, that's interesting. I've heard you, I've read or heard you talk about the cat claws on hedge to run away from a back attack. Is that a thing, or I'm imagining this?
Well, obviously this doesn't matter quite as much in free Enterprise when you have the encounters off, but yeah, the vanilla speedrun also picks up cat claws on edge, and it will kind of do a dupe with them, which you saw earlier in this kind of video, where basically we will have an infinite amount of cat claws, put 2 of them on edge, and because the difference between edge and Cecil at this point is so large agility-wise, enemies that would normally get a chance to hit you on a back attack will actually not be able to do so. You'll run away before they even get an attack in.
That's so cool. Like, you gotta crunch the numbers up so much to end up with that.
There have been a lot of spreadsheet nights working on this game.
I think that it's a super cool tutorial, but can we take a little 2 minutes to talk about your background? Because we've talked about Boardface being on the programmer side, but you come from Final Fantasy IV speedrunning.
Yeah.
The vanilla game, like you said, and I know you've done No 64, but have you done the 64 too?
Yeah, I had the world record in Yes 64 for, I want to say about 9 months to a year.
Wow, congratulations.
But yeah, I had that for a while. Roth really grinded down the game again. The Roth, the underscore Roth, if you don't know him, great speedrunner.
A little bit of him, yeah.
He has the world record now in that category, like over a minute.
Wow.
So it's like a 154, and it was just a 1-2.
Oh man, that's super cool. And I've heard that you might, like you talk about that in the interview, you might go back to grind a little bit more, maybe after Free Enterprise isn't as hot as it is right now. Like, I mean, when you're not doing the season.
The league will definitely take priority for now. We're still doing the league. We just, as of this recording, we're 2 matches in. So that's going to take probably till middle October.
Yeah.
And at that point, I have my Zelda 2 punishment to do.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
My Zelda 2 punishment for charity. And after that, maybe I'll try to work on Yes 64 again, try to work on Manip for it. Because what Roth did is actually find a way, given how frame-perfect walking can be in this game, he found a way to make sure that he got no back attacks at all until Fabul.
Wow.
And so, like, I'm looking at that, I'm wondering, can we extend this further? Like, that's kind of the next big step in Yes 64.
And it's using, like, seed manipulation? Like, staying on a step route and thing like this?
Yeah, seed manipulation, staying on a step route. Back attacks also take into account things like the NPC movement values.
Yeah.
They take into account things like which character is facing the screen.
Wow. Okay.
So there's a lot that goes into this, and I want to give a shout out to myself 086, who kind of originally coded a back attack generator thing that had mixed results because it doesn't really work off NPC values so much.
Oh, okay.
But like, he was the one who really discovered a lot of this stuff and really got us pointed in the right direction.
Is that the reason why it stops at Fabul, because you cannot control NPC's movement starting there?
You can't control the... I can't remember what it is. I think it's some kind of shake that somebody does in one of the cutscenes there.
Okay.
So you kind of have to guess on a number of variables at that point based on how fast you're mashing. So like basically what I'm thinking is you're gonna have to end up writing like pathing on it. Like you'll get that next encounter and be like, okay, I've seen this before, so now I gotta do this.
Yeah, you need to learn like a few possible outcome. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. And man, that's gonna be tough. You're gonna be on that for quite a long time. Can't wait to see you route it though.
Either that or I'll give up on it quickly and do something else. Whichever, really.
Well, if you do abandon this, you might end up having to do Zelda 2 again. So maybe.
Hey, listen. I've got my Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden rule. Okay?
That's true. That's true.
I play with the memes. I'm not opposed to going to memes.
Yeah, of course, and it was a lot of fun. I like the concept of playing. I don't want to say stupid games, but sometimes they are. Just games that are not on the
silly games.
Yeah, silly games. I prefer that denomination. But yeah, silly games is super fun to watch, and it's even more fun. Like the two extremes, like I've talked about earlier in the show. Somebody who has never practiced them, like you would see in a Kusagranda, and somebody who has put so many hours in a game that you would feel, is it worth it? But at the end of the day, it's still super impressive in a speedrunning level. So I really like those two extremes.
I'll say this about Barkley. I've been told by multiple people, because we did a Barkley run at RPG Limit Break this year.
Yeah.
For 2018. I was told by multiple people that the reason that we were called the Wacky Games block and not the Bad Games block is because of Barkley.
Oh, I really like that. That's a cool achievement in its own kind. I changed the name of the categories. That's awesome.
I'm happiest that we got the shirt made too. The Yeti made a Barkley Chaos Dunk shirt.
Wow.
That I think was probably the most popular one there. So, like, even though it was a meme game, we really came and we took a lot of attention from that marathon. So that was really good. We actually got some people running the game now that never touched it before.
But that's cool because it may be a little bit on the game, but this is so much about commentating and the people behind the camera. Like, I've rewatched the episode with you and Boardface, and it's both you and Boardface, but it's crazy how much I laughed during that episode. Like, you have some kind of energy, and both of you have a different energy, but that do synergize with each other. And yeah, that was like always back and forth, and I was having a hard time keeping up with the memes and the fun, and I really appreciate that episode. Like, all the episodes I've done up to now are super fun, but this one makes me laugh so much.
Yeah, we're the odd couple, man. I mean,
yeah.
Like even like, we try to talk about Free Enterprise once a week, kind of the major directions of the game, where we're going. And like, even then, he'll like pop something out and I'll be like, where the hell did this come from?
How did we end up?
What are you doing, man? What have you been spending your honeymoon doing?
Yeah, that was a super good time. Well, do you have a little bit of news about him? Did his honeymoon went well?
Oh yeah, he got back today, I think. So he'll be back in the saddle pretty soon. We'll be making some improvements to the website. I know that went down during one of the qualifiers, but other than that, I mean, he'll be back on his normal grind pretty soon, I hope.
Cool.
Some new stuff.
Well, I can't wait to see what you guys have in store for us. Up till now, it's always been it's always been super fun, so I cannot wait to see. And the league is gonna be super cool. I've already watched a few matches, and it was super entertaining. Seriously, can't wait to see what's in it for me and for everyone else in the next few months.
Yeah. If you guys like the Free Enterprise Randomizer, we on RPG Limit Break's twitch.tv/RPG Limit Break will be pretty much all of the league matches. So this will be from, I don't want to date this because we're nowhere on August 1st, but pretty much the rest of the next 2.5 months will be matches, not every day, but at least every other day coming on RPG Limit Break.
And I know you maybe don't want to set expectations, but how many times do you want to do this? Once a year?
The league would definitely be a once a year thing.
Yeah.
It's just, it takes a lot out of me. I'm really happy the matches are actually happening, but when you wake up and there's like 5 requests for, I want to do commentary. No, I want to do commentary. Who wants to restream this match? Blah, blah, blah. It's just like, God, shut up.
Give me a break.
but after when we're actually watching the matches, man, it's cool, and it's really fulfilling to know that you could put something like this, create it and put it out there.
Having a league running with so much people that ask you to participate, that it's a little bit annoying. 6 months or 7 months after creating something from scratch. Yeah, man, that's got to be awesome.
It's ridiculous. Well, like if you would have told me after my GDQ run in January, like, by the way, you're going to spend your next 7 months on a randomizer that you didn't create, and cultivating the community for that, and making a league for it, I've been like, come on, man, really?
And then 5 minutes later, then 5 minutes later, Boardface comes in and like, you play this now.
You play this now, man. Frickin' Boardface.
Yep. He is the dude.
He's the dude.
All right. Thank you very much for that. It was super fun. I hope it helped people. It will help people getting into this. Like, I know we've practiced only one seed. It was kind of impossible to practice all of them. But it was just to give a little bit of an idea and a concise concept of how Rivers would tackle this. Of course, you can come up with your very own or more risque play or more any type of concepts, but this is one way to look at it, and considering the fact that it's coming from you, Rivers, it's way better to maybe start practicing using his thought process and using mine.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I make some bad decisions too. But what I also say is, if you are new to the randomizer, you're looking for people to talk to about seeds, about situations. We have a very rapidly growing Discord that has, I think, 1,200 people in it right now, which is ridiculous to me. And we have like a newbies corner. So if you have any questions about, stuff that you're worried about might be too common to talk about, stuff that you're kind of embarrassed to ask about, I mean, we got people who will answer you pretty much 24/7.
Oh yeah, I've used the newbies corner when I first started to run this, and I've never waited more than 45 seconds for an answer.
Well, that says a lot. Yeah.
Yep, it does, and it was always super courteous, but also very informative. So super cool community. Yeah, good job, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Well, that's gonna wrap things up for this episode. Thank you very much, Rivers, and of course, an offline thank you to you, Boardface. I can't wait to hear a little bit more about you guys. You can drop a follow in Riversmccown Twitch account and see him play a little bit more of FF4, or maybe suffer a little bit on Zelda, but who knows? No, not that. Okay, sorry, that's the end of the episode. Sorry, guys. Thank you very much, Rivers. Have a good evening and have a lot of fun.
All right, thank you a lot.